We're getting ready to play another Rimworld today. We're going to be doing a no-pause 500% difficulty with random colonists today. Only up to 10 rerolls max for my colonists. Pretty self-explanatory. Here is my mod list. I'm going to be playing with Biotech and Core. I don't really like to use the other DLC for a very vanilla-feeling experience, but just some basic stuff. Fahrenheit and Celsius, so everyone can tell their temperature. And more planning, which just lets me make clearer designs in my base, as well as, of course, the no-pause challenge. Let's go ahead and start with a new colony. We're going to be doing Crash Landed here. I still have yet to beat this. I've died 3 times, either getting shot by robots or kidnapped by furries. So many things have just gone wrong. It's been interesting nonetheless, though. We're going to be just taking everything as it randomly spawns in. Okay, we're going to be embarking in a zone with granite, sandstone, and marble. Granite because it's hard, sandstone because it works quickly, and marble because it's beautiful. So a rather versatile stone set. Okay, so here are our colonists. We have, a pop idol pirate here. Wow. Look at our colonists we began with. Are any of them good? Do any of them have any decent traits? Okay, you are not so bad. What about you? Okay, you're actually not that bad either. Ooh, Ironwill. We rolled some decent colonists to start here. Ooh, you are also decent, at least in your traits. Let me just go ahead and check on colonist. Ages, health conditions. Unfortunately, you do have a bunch of incapable ofs. But I get up to 10 rerolls. So I'm going to take the worst of the colonists, and then I'm going to reroll them in the hopes that we find someone slightly more decent. So you have kind of a lot of negative traits here, so we'll use up 1 reroll. Okay, a jogger. A greedy jogger. A greedy jogger. Okay, let's try another one. No, creepy breathing isn't so great. That's 2. We've got 3. That's 3. I don't like this. 4. Fast learner and 2 smart. Okay, actually, that's not too bad. I might use that. I'm going to keep using these up. Let's see. 5. Okay, you're not bad. We just want to try to get rid of the negative traits. 6, because we may encounter these. Ooh, I got some good colonists this time to work with. So that's 6. I just got to take a look at some of these. Okay, I'm going to reroll here because of the artery blockage. Just health problems could be problematic here. So 7. Not bad. Gourmand isn't my favorite trait, though. But do we have a good planter? We don't. I may need to keep you around. Okay, I'll take 8. This is not bad, but Slowpoke I really don't like. 9 and 10. Alright, it looks like we've arrived at the colonists we're going to be using. I need to separate the good from the bad. Okay, I have come to a decision about my colonists. I'm going to take Sakura, Tony, and Daisuke. I have several opinions about these colonists. I've taken them because I needed somebody with double mining. That's a skill we're going to be using a lot at the beginning. You have the single passion in construction, which no one else is very good at construction here. And construction is an important skill. We're going to need it. And Daisuke is a jogger and a planter, which is fantastic. Even if I don't like some of the other traits, it's fine, whatever. We'll overcompensate for them. And I think that's about it. Everyone else is pretty much fine. Let's go. Okay, we have spawned into the game world, and the all-important decision commences. Where do we build? And we need to come to a consensus about this almost immediately before we are mauled and horribly killed. I think that the answer on this map is quite obvious. This is the reason I've chosen a mountainous region. We are going to build right here. It's always like a fairly predictable set of events at the beginning of these no-pause challenges. You build, or you bring the things over to the base area, you do a little bit of planning, and then you establish some kind of security. One thing that's kept me alive in these is just having everyone work for the entire time. Again, feel free to play along if you want. I've really gotten a lot of enjoyment out of these challenges. I think it's fun for YouTube because it keeps the action moving. And it kind of keeps me on my toes. I'm not particularly good at Rimworld. I edit it to make it look like I'm good, but I am not. Yeah, so that's why we're here. That's the dream, man. Anyway, let's go ahead and mine the ore from these veins. Looks like we've got a little bit of crypto sleep sickness going on right there. Are we any good at combat? Most probably not. Is anyone skilled at shooting? Okay, Sakura is. Tony is good at melee, but melee has been the death of me in these challenges, so maybe I won't be using that. Anyway, let's give Sakura the revolver. Tony, you will take the knife because I have no one else to give it to. And then Daisuke, you take the revolver. But Tony, if you're going to be in melee combat, you'd better put on the pants. The important pants, that is to say. All right, so taking a look at this, the very first thing that we should probably be doing is looking at our fertility overlay. Looks like we missed out on a lot of the fertile soil in this base location. I'm going to get them started in here, but we may end up expanding out to this whole area because I don't really see where else we're going to expand out to. Do you? I think not. This would be a nice area if we could take advantage of this fertile soil and then maybe put up a kill box sort of area right here. This looks fairly defensible. And then just build the rest of the base in here. But we'll start over here and we'll start small and end tall. You know, as they say, start small and end tall. I like that philosophy for Rimworld because if you start off too large, everyone dies in a heap. So let's be conservative here. And we will just live all in a heap under mountain. Let's also get started almost immediately with stone walls because in light of my last playthrough, I would prefer not to say what happened when I built with wood. Normally I say get started right away with wood, but this time, no, in fact. It was just so bad, so sad, and it made me bad. I ran out of words to rhyme. I was going to say upset, upset, whatever. Okay, let's ignore that poetry and move on to making some stone blocks. We're going to... we'll just make it out of anything right here. Let's have them work on that. In fact, maybe don't actually work on this. There are more pressing tasks at hand for our fellowship. Methinks if we dump the rocks over here, we'll get a good workflow going right from the get-go. So let's go ahead and put all of that crap over there. There we go. Okay, let's not put corpses in there. Let's just put in... yeah, stone chunks. Just stone chunks. Then we'll tell them a few of these to move over. Do something like this. Haul those. Maybe this sandstone. If we can get sandstone going early, that works fairly quickly. Yes, let's do that. That's the stuff. Actually, don't even use granite. We have just so much more sandstone available. Amazing. So we have our stockpile. We have our goods getting moved in. We have a wall being built. This is very important. We want to get anything we can between us and the inhospitable waste of everything that lay beyond ASAP. Let's get those down. Okay, next order of business. Well, I would build that, but never mind. Let's see. Construction. Let's do furniture. Our constructor is going to be very busy. Daisuke. Who is our constructor? Actually, it's Tony, I believe. We'll get off to work priorities right here. Let's get some beds going while it's still light out as well. And then we'll set them off to work. We'll do, well, since we have so few colonists, we're going to set everyone at least on a priority 4 for everything. So we'll just make that happen. We don't want anyone to get awkwardly stuck with all of the tasks. That would be brutal and unacceptable. No incapable ofs here. That's amazing. Pen needed. Oh, we have a pet donkey named Big Ear. Is a male donkey. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to slaughter the donkey. It serves no purpose to us. So, it is what it is. I'm very sorry. Very sorry. I did what I had to for the team. Oh, we've got awful quality on all of our... all 3 beds are awful quality. Oh no, one is poor. Thank goodness. Let me just turn down the music slightly. I don't really like the Rimworld music quite that loud. Alright. Perfect. Perfect in every way. Now we get more of that good Rimworld ambiance. I really do like the ambient sounds in this game. Ambience? Ambiance? You decide. What is it? Alright, let's go ahead and get our sandstone walls up just ASAP. I want to get this done. I want to get us safe. Actually, I'm going to move this door over right here. I did that wrong. I should have moved the door in another spot. Okay, and then I'm going to get started right away with my favorite kill box formation like this. We will be doing doors on every other section. Now, some of you may look at this and gasp in fear. I know some people do double walls. Eventually I want to do something else, but this will serve its purpose for right now as I am still getting everything set up. So it is what it is. Let's also just get in a couple more doors over here, and we want to hold this door open. Just because some animal is bound to go mad in the first couple days of our embarkment, and we want to be prepared for that when it does come. Alright, so we do have a little bit more time left in the day. We are all just basically working all night, but it is dark now. You know what? We can sleep. I don't want people going crazy on day one. Let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. You've worked enough. I'll let you go home to your families. Wait, you don't have any families. Just get out there and do something else. Alright, and before I do anything else, let's go ahead and make sure that we have a horseshoe pin. Just anywhere we could do it. God, look, we've trapped a whole family of boars in here. Maybe not my best idea to start. This could very well end the playthrough, but... well, wouldn't that be a thrilling end if that were how it went? You tell me. Let the critics decide. So, other things that we want to do, normally I would plan out the base, but I've got this kind of jumpstart base going right here, so let's just leave that as is. Ultimately, what I would like to do is this. I should establish to you my intent as your waiter for the rest of the stream. I'd like to have a wall right here. And I think I'd like to have a wall, but get this, with an entrance over here. So we will do like, boop, entrance. Very exciting stuff. Okay, next order of business. We'll have some sort of, like, kill hallway thing going on out here. I just want to plan my defenses early on. Because that's what gets you killed in these playthroughs. So this gives us about this much room for our base. What fertile soil? Fertile soil. Are we working with and we do have a geothermal vent there. That's good. So we need to come to a decision how to make use of these resources. Unfortunately, we do have a steam geyser right here. If we push that defense out, I think that's just a missed opportunity, because I'm not going to push it out that much more. Although, to be fair, you could have the defenses right here, and that would allow you to use that, but then it's kind of awkwardly out. Let's just ignore that. One should be enough for most of our power needs, at least to begin with. We can always expand out later on, if we should get to that point anyway. Okay, so these are the main things that we want to work around, are the vents as well as the fertile soil. We don't really have any fertile soil. We could go here, but it wouldn't be worth it. So I think as far as planting and fields go, we want to keep that somewhat centralized, because planting is somewhat central just to the rest of the colony. So let's handle our geothermal vent. It takes up about, I want to say, that much room. Here we go. Yeah, so that's going to be our generator eventually. Planting, as far as that goes, somewhat central would be nice. So if we did, like, here. And then that also begs the question, where do we want the fridge? Fridge leads to the rec room and the kitchen. So if we were to do a big P for planting right here, P, we put the P in the middle. And then we were to do a large planting area right around here. That gives us enough room for most of our crops, but this isn't so strict. We actually have a lot of freedom this time around. Where will we put the food for the refrigerator? I'm thinking we could do it back here. Actually, I'm just going to plan out a couple of these things, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've got a basic layout for most of the important parts of the base. We'll handle lab and stuff like that later, but those are more location independent. They don't really need as much going on. So planting will take place right here in the middle, so I am going to get a zone up with that. More or less right from the beginning. Let's just have a small zone of rice to begin with, and that is pretty safe. So what I really want to do is wall off this section here, just make it inaccessible to enemies. Make this into the area where they can come into the overall bases. Again, once we get done with our jumpstart base, we always want to be able to retreat back into here. This is a plan B. But, yeah, it is what it is. So we've got that. I think we go from planting to refrigerator. So the refrigerator with an F, or freezer, whatever you want to call it, that needs to be next to the kitchen and the rec room. So I think the rec room goes about there. Might even expand this out a little bit. These are rough guidelines. But we want all of that to be very close to the prison and the infirmary because we'll be bringing goods to and from there. So this is kind of a big loop that we need to get going. You know, planting, freezer, kitchen, all that needs to be near the rec room, and then these two facilities, which are also important. Other than that, the bedrooms are quite flexible. The lab is quite flexible if we want to do an armory or something like that. Maybe we would put it here, but we have plenty of room in this base. This is good. Good and roomy. I think I'm happy with this, and I will begin to start to flesh it out. But let's start off with our jumpstart base over here, just to give an idea of where everything is kind of going with this. We are going to put in a wood door there, and we will actually just double over this design. You know what? In the interest of time, let's just kind of get this going right here. So we have plenty of sandstone. So we want to use sandstone. It's a really good material for getting a little bit of armor penetration. I mean, the harder the stone, pretty much the better the armor penetration on these spike traps. I was slain horribly the last time, which saddened me greatly. So I'm actually going to just order them to make one spike trap of each material. And this may seem non-conventional, because it is. But we won't use silver. Let's not do that. We'll do granite. What do we have then? Steel, sandstone, wood, and granite. And maybe even another one of wood, just because it's an often readily available material. Now, the reason why I choose this is because so often we run low on one material, and just, I want enough to hit whoever's in our doorway, you know? No matter what material. I don't want to get awkwardly sidelined from that, so that's important to me. Anyway, we are not that fast at construction, so it is what it is right now. We've got our basic defenses up, so we'll be safe from mad animals and other crap like that comes at our base, but some enemies do have quite a lot of health that we'll just want to get that prepared for in the near future at some point. So now that we've got this basic stuff up, we've got our planting, what is the next step on our order of operations? Well, since you ask, getting behind the defense, automating the defense a little bit. We've kind of automated our defenses with the spike traps. We kind of want to attend to our colonists' basic moods. Oh, yeah, and by the way, before I forget, let's make a zone, just because we won't be able to pause when the invaders arrive, so let's manage our areas. We will call this the jumpstart base. Safe place. Space. I ran out of... Alright, well, whatever. Jumpstart base, safe place. So that is very a long and winding name, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and just put that right there, and now if we ever need to, we can just kind of go into panic mode and leave our crops behind to the raiders, which that will happen, and it will be sad, but whatever. Let's go ahead and just hold this door open here so that raiders do have a path in. We need to make sure that it's easy for them to get in so that they do fall to the... oh no, you're eating my meals already. How will I dispose of you without angering your tribe? I should probably do that sooner than later, shouldn't I? Or we could just store the food somewhere else. Honestly, might be a better idea. Or to put it behind some sort of door. I didn't think that the boars would be the ending to this. I could just leave them there with the meals. I mean, we'll be out of meals in a few minutes. No, I have to address this. I'm going to attempt to kill them one by one. Will this work? Maybe not. But honestly, I might as well try, because if I fail, at least I failed early, you know, and I won't have it hanging over me for the whole playthrough. Yeah, it's too bad. All right, so what do we have? Is anyone hunting? Let's all start hunting the boars down now. Good, chase them away. They deserve to die. I keep trying to pause, but I forget that I'm in a no-pause run. All right, whatever, leave them to their stupid lives. No need. They have departed our home. Nice peace and quiet now. Okay, you'll find that when you're not fighting, the no-pause runs just still tend to kind of roll along very peacefully. There's nothing wrong here. Everything is totally fine. All right, so we've got this. Look, Tony is already at construction level 6. Coming along swimmingly. Beautiful. Amazing. All right, so bedrooms, we won't really work on that for a while. I guess the next thing we could work on would be maybe another wall. I would like to expand out to this full base size before too long, but not before maybe I've got these meals walled in. So let's go ahead and just order them to maybe roof this entire area. I think we could do some roofing here. Of course, it will collapse on them as it is right now. Let's put in a couple of support beams just all over the place. There's a couple of wall segments that they can use. Now we should be able to roof this, more or less. Yes. Attempt the roofing here. Make it happen. Make it so. Okay, we've got a visitor with a short bow. I'd prefer to give my colonists some option to ranged weapons, so I will take this as well as the pemmican. Just more food. The more food, the better, as well as... Basically everything here is helpful, so I will just take all of it. I mean, whoops, maybe not 32 smoke leaf. Yeah, we don't need quite that much. Maybe, let's say 10. I accept. We want to keep the wealth of the colony down anyway. Spend the money. We'll just expense those smoke leaf joints. All right, now we're getting walled in, roofed up, a couple of support beams. We're looking good. Good job, Daisuke. His planting ability is really nice here. That's super helpful. Okay, so it would be nice to get that. Maybe some power walled in. And we could probably build our wind turbines over where we're planting as well. But let's wait until we've just got this area a little bit better defended. Secure and then make the area useful. No steps back this time. I don't want to have the whole base burned down and we're just... sizzling when I'm trying to get some new plan going. Let's go ahead and maybe put in, since we have so much sandstone here, this is so useful this time. You know, we're building in the dark here. Whatever, they'll just work in the dark. We'll get lights up there soon. Let's go ahead and maybe build just a basic sandstone wall over here. Here we go, nothing to see here, just a sandstone wall. And then we'll put another one in the front. And I'm guessing if I'm planning on having the entrances there, let's put the entrance to our major wall right there. The major wall. There it is. Okay, so claiming some territory. This is nice. It feels like the game of Risk. Oh, mad squirrel. Okay, so a squirrel has gone mad. Oh, it was right in our midst. This is unfortunate. So, unfortunately, our traps will be of no use here. Swords and arrows are of no use to you anymore. Unfortunately, Sakura is injured. Has been injured by the deadly squirrel. many of whose body parts were destroyed in the conflict. Daisuke. Okay, fine. You know what? I don't want to get off track here. Give her the good medicine. Only because this early on in the colony can make kind of a difference. But after that, let's go back to herbal. Yeah. Now, we can't micromanage medicine quite as much, but whatever. It is what it is. That's all I can say. Okay, now that Sakura has healed from her deadly squirrel bites, it's time to keep a move on with the rest of our base. I think I'm going to start by just telling them to sleep in the nighttime hours. Generally speaking, it's nice to have them on. These hours could be minimal, but, I mean, they'll sleep anyway just because the rest of the schedule is anything, but we just want to get that out of the way. That's important to me. So now that we have so much space in this base, another early consideration is where to put rotten animal corpses. So, on the one hand, it's nice to have these outside of the walls, but on the other hand, we have so much room inside of the base this time that I think we can just go ahead and do, well, as soon as we have more sandstone around, we can get maybe some more of that going over here and create some sort of, like, cremation type of deal going on over here. Maybe with a... Yeah, we need a granite or a sandstone door. Fine, whatever, I'll take that. So that is going to be the stockpile. I just want to know where I'm at least putting these things. I may forbid that for a while, but we just don't want them walking by those corpses. So let's go ahead and say... we will clear all, and we will allow only rotten corpses of animals. Okay, so that is one. The other one that we need is any type of human body will go here as well. Just because we don't really want them by any bodies like that, whether rotten or fresh. Either is acceptable. And then no other items. Okay, that's about it. Then I've got a place to actually put all these corpses so they won't be walking by them, and that'll, you know, ruin their moods and everything like that. Other consideration would be the fact that we are getting... also, I want to make sure that we always have some sandstone now, because that seems to be a material that we're working with a lot. So let's add that into our priority list. Just bump it in there. Okay, cool. I would like to go for power next, although if it's not defensible, let's just not do it. We'll just save our time for some later date. Otherwise, extra security layers are always desirable, which I've kind of done here. I maybe want to make some of these out of not wood, but fine for now, fine for now. Let's just give them a little bit of time to catch up. Sometimes too many tasks gets everyone killed. Okay, in the spirit of randomness, I am just keeping our colony names random. I do actually like these. Southeastern Hathalor. Who knows what happened to the other cardinal directions of Hathalor and stuff like that. We're trying to act big so that they think that there are more of us out there. Yes, it's the perfect strategy. Okay, we've also had an ambrosia sprout nearby our base. Nothing crazy, I just wanted to mention this because it is useful. I'm going to not allow sowing, but only harvesting of items there. It's useful because it is literally in our base. Had this happen in another recent... I just don't even think it's worth going across the map for this, but hey, I'll take it. Okay, we're being raided by the Miasma Gang. A threatening name nonetheless. Let's all get back inside of the house. We're all going back to the Jumpstart base. We may actually be able to do something here. Who is this person? This horrible person? Pretty horrible colonist. Let's go out there and just greet him. Perhaps for a little bit of experience, because I do think that we can get him at an angle here. Tony, however, will go back to the base because Tony is melee. Maybe I will rescind my point of view on this later, but for now, I really don't like having colonists fight with melee in no pause. It just causes way too much micromanagement, and that is bad, and I don't like it. Okay, so we did actually manage to hit him a little bit. Just the more materials I can save right here, the better. I think we might actually be able to take him down before he gets to us. Nope. Okay, we are going back to the base. Is your movement lower than ours, though? It can't be higher than ours. I think we can just kite you, so we don't even need to waste a spike trap. But it's more just the amount of time that I would waste on this conflict. Okay, cool. So we did get him. Kiting single raiders seems to be a viable strategy until there are too many, which on 500% difficulty, believe me, we will get raided by way more than it even seems we should. So, keep that in mind. Okay, another day and it's back to work. I really do commend myself. I'm going to congratulate myself here for a second. How humble am I? But I think that really mining, construction, and plants are the most essential tasks. Maybe construction first, then planting, then mining as the 3 skills you really just need with a capital N in these colonies, just because there's just so much of them. There's so much grinding spent on them. You can kind of catch up with planting. It just, yeah, in that order. You don't want to be wasting all your construction materials. But yeah, I stand by that. And look, we've already got that southern wall completed here. Oh, so close. Just so close. You would go all the way around the whatever. So, with that done now, we can start to move our gaze to the eastern wall, and then our traps beyond. And then finally, well, build inside of our own base. But I'd say we should get up one more trap hallway before we do anything else like that. So I'll start to trace what this should look like out in front of me. Okay, it seems to me that our colonists are using this 1 footpath a lot. Eventually, I might put something through the planting fields, but since I think this is more or less going to be the center of our colony, I think we want to arrange a grid around here and maybe even some diagonals of paths around this. Another thing I've started to do is just get ready with some spike traps, again of various materials here for our maiden wall. This is kind of like our fallback point in case if they get through everything. We will start to just have them land right here. So if they, right now would be a terrible time for them to attack us because they would just take out all of our current formations, but it is what it is. I'm also going to, we will allow the construction of these so that they stop seeing those bodies over there. Eventually those will deteriorate. We just also want to make sure that we have a remove roof area here. So, cool. We can actually even just expand that over to the whole thing so that they don't even awkwardly put up roofs over there. Roofs, dwarves, whatever they are. Dwarfs. Roofs? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I don't even know who I am anymore. But yeah, a little bit of concrete here may speed us up on our tasks as we go throughout the colony. So now we've got this whole thing ready. I'm not totally against the whole wood door game. It does have its disadvantages, but if they move faster, fine. Very well. Very well. Just keep the doors open. This is a very satisfying moment when they just... Oh, I love when they dig the paths. It gives me such great satisfaction. Okay, and with the first rice harvest done, rice basically refrigerates itself. It lasts for 40 days unrefrigerated, which is amazing, of course. So we will leave that there. I've got 1 steel spike trap. You might call this a waste of steel. It probably ultimately will be in the long run, but I'm going for the short run right now. And we have a low psychic drone on females. There's always something happening every 3 seconds in this game, man. All right, the next thing that we'll probably want to do, because Tony has performed with flying colors on his construction growth, which is amazing. This is why a little bit of passion in construction goes a long way. Now, why are you upset, Sakura? Oh, it's the psychic drone. Okay, of course. Well, why don't we have you... We do have that smoke leaf from before, so let's go ahead and just use that. Yeah. Oh, you don't like them. Okay, I'm going to create another one for you. Special for you. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I've created a policy whereby this isn't done yet, but actually really the only one I should be doing here is just smoke leaf. Every 2 days if mood is below 35%. You don't want to use this one quite as often. It is slightly more annoying. It might be 1 day. I think beer is every 1 day because it's just not really a problem. But we don't really have any of that right now. Hang on a second. There we go. Okay, cool. So now they will be able to kind of chill out and relax if something goes wrong. Here we go. Sorry, my cat just jumped off of something. I don't know what's happening. This cat has entered my life, and now she's here for the long run. Well, let's go ahead and maybe What are you doing? I have to get my thoughts together for a second. Okay, I've just reconstructed their beds, and we got normal quality on one of them. Thank goodness. Let's just keep building beds. We can use other beds if need be, but it is a big bed advantage to get better beds. Let's try saying that 5 times fast. Let's bring this one in here. This is a better bed, obviously. We'll just continuously make beds until we get them. Fantastic. Normal quality and good quality of all things. Amazing. Now, this will make them more comfortable at night, and they'll be happier so nobody freaks out while they're in the middle of slumbers. Okay, through the psychic drone, Tony has gone into a daze. We are vulnerable right now. I'm not happy with this, but mood breaks. Okay, I guess it's an early occasion. I'm just going to act as if we're getting raided right now, though, because this tends to happen to me. If we can get something done on the rest of this construction, people, that would be nice. Let's get you two working on it a little bit faster. Okay, we're being raided by some people with a horrible name. It's going to take me another minute to read it. Wegkaloo. They're going to wait for a while and then attack. It's 2 men, 2, like, very thick men. They are Neanderthals. Oh, these... We keep getting raided by these people. Now they are... you are not bad. You are actually a very, very good colonist. But are you unwaveringly loyal? Yeah. Ooh, that's too bad. These guys would be so useful to have in our base. I'm thinking maybe we go out and we shoot them in the face with guns. Because... they intend to destroy us in our way of life. So what else could naturally be the appropriate response? Let's go out and take their lives. Unfortunately, I don't have the weapons that I would otherwise desire. They will move very quickly, though. We're going to get in maybe 1 or 2 shots here. Actually, you know what? Tony, just... stay outside and work on these walls. If you can somehow get these done in time, Tony, do it. Do it and stop asking questions, because I need these traps made. As for Sakura, she's going to sit in the base and she's going to make rock sculptures or play horseshoes or whatever it behooves her to do. Stand out there, though. I can tell that you're not going to do a very good job at this, but I don't think we have much chance at these... fighting these Neanderthal people. Here, just go straight for the wall, Tony. It's not gonna happen. Okay, they are attempting to take us and destroy our way of life. It's time to come back inside like normal boys. And we will stand at the entrance and shoot them in the face. Come on, everyone. Get home. Get home. Get home! Come back! Actually, I don't want them to get weirdly pathed through the door. Oh, I just accidentally expanded the game's window in the wrong direction. I need 2 seconds. I have to actually undo that. No. Okay, I lied. So there is a way that you can pause in no pause mode, but you can't issue any commands. There we go. The game window is back to the normal size it should be. Okay, there we go. Alright, please don't attempt to hit that door. Bad things do happen to good people. Oh, that is so upsetting. Okay. This is why I'm saying I shouldn't try to make miracles happen. Alright, you deserve to die. Good. Take them. Just shoot him. Shoot him for practice. What else have we... Wow, you are actually not that bad at that. Okay. So, graphics. See, I accidentally made the window a slightly different size. It has been revealed that I actually played Rimworld in windowed mode. I know, it is disgusting and probably a disgrace, but I am who I am. Okay, we've got a transport pod crash, potentially a useful person. Actually, not that badly hurt. So, what is your deal? You are a... Oh, no. This is going to be problematic. We already have 2 women in the colony, and this guy is a misogynist. It could just lead to problematic tendencies later on. He is affiliated with no faction. Crafting, medical. Not really any drawbacks, though, and the hard worker is good. We will rescue this person and see if we can get them to join our colony. Potentially. Tony. Oh, wait, what is their name? Az. Welcome, Az. Aho. Az has recovered and decided to leave. He didn't like the dark room full of stones. Oh, well. Alas. Okay, we're being raided by Wemapulp. They're going to wait for a minute, and then they'll attack. But look at this. We're already getting raided by somebody with... He has an incendiary launcher. Is it... It is not bio-coded. Okay, amazing. Tony, finish off the wall. We are just about ready for showtime here. And it's crazy how many raids we get, though, in this. We need to get good at repurposing raiders, because what else are we going to do? At least we can take their gear. Cool. Fire alert. That's totally fine. I'm going to make a larger zone that we can live in here. For right now, let's just go ahead and make this a bigger zone. Okay, we'll call this main base. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll expand that to include all the corners of the base. And by the corners, I mean the awkwardly misshapen corners right here. Okay, so we can live in here, and up here, and maybe even up to here. That will keep us indoors and return home, my people. Except for Tony. Maybe Tony, stay out there and work. We need you working the fields, Tony. Get everything done. No, everyone else stay in main base. Tony is allowed outside. There we go, Tony. Tony, take the front door. Build the front door. There we go. Okay, we are protected from the raid. The raid has begun. Unfortunately, our wood doors are being set on fire, and they are going for... Oh, God, they're going for the main door. Why? The door is open over here. Maybe we need stronger door construction or materials. There we go. That is more like what I expected. Alright, we got ourselves an incendiary launcher and some neutroamine. And I think maybe a helmet as well. So this is going to be just like non-stop raiding and attacking. This is the reason why I build these security defenses so early on. It's just very important. This door needs to be of a stronger material too, man. I gotta get on that. Alright, but like, fa la la, we have fended off the raid. Okay, we are beginning to starve. I've spent a lot of time thinking about defenses. I don't regret this, let it be noted. But it does mean that we are slightly more awkward in just managing our moods and stuff like that. Usually I spend more time on stuff like that, but I've just found that security tends to be a major concern in these types of colonies. That being said, what is the best power source for us? Now, I would normally go with either wood-fired. It's just... wood took up all of our wood the last time I did it, and it's annoying, and I don't like it. So I'm going to put one wind turbine in the fields where we'll be using it. Maybe, like, in the center sort of area. I guess here we won't have as many chunks to deal with, so let's just put it right there. Eventually, I'll probably plant over this spot anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, from there, we want to do some hidden conduits, and the very first thing I'm going to be getting is a nutrient paste dispenser. Actually, let's move it. Let's put it over on the other side. Cool, 1, 2. Yeah, we will haul these chunks, whatever. Just these ones, though. I don't want to be doing this all day. Okay, eventually I may end up doing another one over here as well. I just like the way that this looks, sort of. We'll see if that's actually symmetrical, but we'll just save it for now. The next thing we'll do is hide some conduits in the ground. Now, I want to get the right idea of where the fridge is going to be located, so I'm going to begin walling in this area. Let's build up here and just sketch out a pattern. Now, another thing that I've been meaning to say that I'm most probably going to do, I guess I'm going to have to be kind of inconsistent in my colors here. We'll put paths in black. So I'm going to put paths that go maybe to about here, just so that there's a nice long causeway. I want to keep these clear in our base. Actually, let's make this gray. Gray for the concrete of the paths. Even though that kind of blends in with the infirmary, whatever. And I'm just going to scale back our rec room to be slightly longer and this away. This could work maybe a little bit better. So I think we do something like this, and then we do a nutrient paste dispenser right about here. So that would go maybe about that big, and then here are the hoppers. Whoops. Something like that. Ignore that one. All right, so there are the hoppers on our nutrient paste dispenser. And then we've got our walls, and I think we'll just scale back the size of this fridge because we want a nice big rec room, but the fridge will kind of come up and then over here. So the fridge's walls look more like this. Actually, that's the edge. Whoops, nope, these are the edge of the fridge walls. Yeah, something like that. And then I'm just going to go over here and here. And that's more or less our fridge. And that way we can come and go to bring animal bodies from hunting a little bit more easily to this area. Yeah, maybe we do something like that. And then the kitchen will go up somewhere up here. But the main thing I need is the nutrient paste dispenser. For now, I'm just going to wall off this part because this looks a little bit easier with our fridge. And let's get another wall going for that fridge so that we can start storing away our food in a Christian manner. Okay, so the base is kind of taking shape. I'm actually just going to build out this big concrete path right here. And I might as well just start going through with concrete paths here and all the way up here. Just so that my colonists can start to move faster around this base as we go. Putting down concrete floors is very easy. It's so easy for us. We can get it done like lightning. Let's go ahead and maybe remove some of these plans because this is starting to get to be a lot just on the eyes. There we go. Another thing that I like to do with these bases, I like to keep an open central forum sort of location. This could be with planting or anything, but if you get drop potted in on it, it's one of the raid types that happens mid to late game. That's just the bane of my existence. I say that with true force. I really don't like them because it just... Like, you build up all these plans, and then somebody just kind of poops themselves into the middle of your base, and it's annoying, quite frankly. So, I hate that, and I wish to combat it by doing this. I'm also going to put a turret here. I'm going to put turrets around my fields, just so that if we get drop-potted in on anywhere, all the way around here, and even up to here in these hallway sort of areas, we have at least a turret supporting us whenever they come to take us. But that's the main idea here. So far, this is actually looking quite doable. I still think we just need to keep our defenses strong because, man, the game sends a lot of raids. All right, after copious food poisoning, we have finally reconstructed the outer wall. Things seem to be going almost somewhat okay again. I'm fine with this. Where are you? You need to equip that so that you aren't just running around without anything. But yeah, I mean, normally I spend so much more time thinking about my colonist needs, but this time just none because I've focused totally on security. It's kept us alive and we haven't had any disasters, but everyone's unhappy. It just reminds me of the way I originally used to play Rimworld back when I first started playing it because I wasn't aware that my colonists had moods. But that being said, now we are just about there with getting the food into the hopper. This is the next thing. And then after that, we'll try to make their surroundings a little bit nicer. But it's nice to have two colonists just totally... Psychic Soothe. Finally, something nice. Extreme break risk. Have some ambrosia. Chill out a bit. Okay, finally getting these paths done and our nutrient paste dispenser as well as the wiring. Finally. Amazing. Now we can get some hoppers up on this thing. Let's get like 3 hoppers up and going, and then we will build the fridge at last. Good. Things are happening around the base. This feels good. Let's get a cooling machine as well. Cooling machine. There we go. And then we will start to move all of the food into the fridge area. And then we will never speak of this again, because this was just such a horrible time in the colony. But avoiding the urge to just make my colonists happy whilst I make them safe seems to be the major play right here, you know? Let's go ahead and get this preferred for clear all, but just foods. We will also allow in plant matter, so we will have that as well as herbal medicine. Herbal medicine is important to keep in your fridge. Might put that off to a different section, but eventually in time we'll do that. Just make it a little bit larger. And storage important in the hopper. Cool. All right. Amazing stuff. Let's get maybe even one more hopper going just in case if there's different types of food. And yeah, don't waste the time on the tree. Just leave the tree there. That's fine. Other than that, though, I think we are pretty much ready to go here with some fridge stuff. Could we maybe get a column to support all of this? Maybe an incredible sandstone column. Look at that right there. Isn't that cool? Yeah, it's cool. If all sandstone columns are cool. Let's put that there, and then that will maybe support the rest of the fridge. I haven't really counted the space here. Food binge. Ship to the stars. We're good. Food binge is... it's unfortunate that's on our planter, but whatever. Okay, we had a horrible timed eclipse right before we were just about to harvest all of the food. Oh god. Really, an eclipse is preventing me from getting to the harvest? This is what you get for 500% difficulty. Just the most bizarre stuff. We will then go out and hunt a turkey. It is the seemingly least threatening animal out there. For many of the others are very much so. Very, very much so. Let's get everyone on to just a little bit more of a cooking priority here. I think that's fine. We aren't really cooking. We're just kind of butchering and, you know. Get that turkey. Someone. There we go. The turkey is ours. We need to eat right now. Okay, we finally got some nutrient paste coming, despite the horrible timed eclipse of today. Just ignore that. We are hunting down the last of the hares and the turkeys out there. I really don't want to spend a lot of time outside my base, but that's all I can do. I think we are more or less safe now. Let's start to get some research going so that we can get a battery up, because now we rollin', man. We got everything we more or less wanted. Let's maybe put this outside for right now, and then I think we'll put a lab somewhere over here later on. One reason I put the bedrooms further back is just because raiders tend to path toward your bedrooms some of the time, so it leads to really awkward base attack patterns. So I like to just keep them deep within my base so that their patterns are a little bit more, let's say, predictable. Okay, we're being raided by mad tortoises. All of the tortoises on the map have gone mad. This is just my luck. Go back to the main base, everyone. Is anyone out there in the danger of the tortoise danger zone? No, all of the tortoises have gone mad. This could be an opportunity. I mean, they are slow, and there is that. Get out there with your bolt-action rifle. See if you can get anything going here. I mean, this is like the most fortunate type of animal to have go crazy. Pigs have joined us as well. Pigs have joined. The pigs are ready to be slaughtered. I know that I can use these, but I just depend on planting more. I just prefer it. It's just who I am. It's in my nature. Okay, I will take one more shot at this tortoise, and then I'm giving up. Look how much faster I am than the tortoise with my legs. Oh god, please get something. You suck. You suck so much. Okay, I'm just going to ignore the tortoises. I think it's just time wasted if we go in with the tortoises too much. Live our best lives back at the base, get some planting done. Just let the tortoises come through our traps if they must. Look, there they go, sacrificing themselves. Oh, free meals. What do you know? All right, and at last we've got our nutrient paste dispenser up and running. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete this planning. There we go, and I more or less know where it is now. Eventually, I would like to... maybe I built that slightly wrong, but whatever, it's fine. I think I'm happy with this. I know my fridge walling sections now. I may build it out a little bit more there, so we'll leave those markings out over there. I know that this is my fridge. I might do that. That's fine. Okay, the next thing, not prison, not infirmary. We just don't even have the technology for it yet. Maybe the prison, but certainly not the infirmary. I think that then I can also delete these base wall plans. Maybe I'll keep the plan in for the secondary wall, because it is nice to just have it a little bit thicker in case if something goes awry. Other than that, bedrooms can wait too. I think maybe our rec room is quite a big buff here, as well as maybe just making this barracks a little bit better. And you know what I've completely forgotten about is stockpile and workshops, which I think... Stockpile you really want centrally located, so I think stockpile will end up going here. Yeah, so let's make some room for that now. We'll do that in, let's say, purple. Stockpile. Have we used purple yet? No, I don't think so. Okay, so stockpile is going to go here. Just a big location here for our stockpile, because there's going to be quite a lot of stuff going into it. And it's nice to have it somewhat central. So stockpile, and naturally next to the stockpile, we should probably have our workshops. So we haven't used yellow yet. Yeah, we'll do that for workshops. A decent location for our workshops, so we'll do that. Here we go. That is not... Wow, look, I cannot write. Let's get rid of that. There we go. There is our workshop. Stockpile, workshops, and... let me just sketch out a general border for this. There we go. That way we still have room for those paths. Workshop. It's kind of a weird shape for the workshop. I would prefer it to be kind of long just because there's so many columns of things, but whatever. Stockpile. Plenty of room for the stockpile over here. I guess the only thing we slightly could have just shifted this down because we're going to have some awkward path going like this with the vent eventually, but whatever. It's fine. I might want to move this up a little bit. Or I just put the entrance over there. I don't know. I'll have to cross that bridge when I come to it. But these are the big ones. Stockpile, workshops. What else was I going to do? There is also a lab we're going to need. I'll do that in green also. Lab can basically be anywhere. I guess we'll just put it down here. Lab. And then we'll do... I think that's about it. And then I'm just going to change this into a full barracks so that they can live in there. Yeah, I think that's about it. So now we can move all this stuff out of their room and make them slightly happier before we go to the bedrooms. All right, so let's get some walls up. Okay, so my next thought is to put in a butchering area right about over here. We want to keep the butchering area as close to the entrance of the base as possible while also keeping it near the fridge. So I think what we're going to do, we have some compacted machinery that has landed. Oh, cool. All right, eventually that will be very useful. But for right now, I'm thinking that we want to keep the butchering area and the kitchen just separated by a bit. We also would prefer to not have the butchering area in a pathway where it's going to lead to the kitchen. So one thing we will eventually do is to just mine out all of these rock... Let me just get the tool going right here. Yeah, all of this we will mine out because we're going to need to use some of this cliff space. See how that's mountain overhead? We won't be going there, but we'll go over here. Oh wait, no, we're already into the prison area. So I'm just going to subtly separate out these two areas. The fridge will eventually kind of expand back here. Planning, here we go. So let's just remove all of these plans, because I don't think the kitchen is going to go here. This is going to be the butchering spot. So we'll do B for butchering. The butchering spot is going to be very small, because they won't spend a ton of time in there. We'll just do, here we go, that's B for butchering spot. Even that might be a bit big. I guess we'll just end the wall right about there. Actually, it won't even get to the full size of that B, alas. This is the butchering room. Let's just make it a small cyan-colored rectangle. Beyond that, I want them to have a direct entrance into the fridge from there, because I just want them to bring it straight in there. So what this kind of looks like is this. We make this a back pathway into our fridge. The fridge is going to be huge, because eventually it's just useful to have a lot of food in there. arguably, I make my fridges too big, but then this is going to be the kitchen right here. The kitchen doesn't have to be huge either, but just keep in mind that a colonist is going to be spending a lot of time in there. So if we go... Actually, we can make it slightly larger. Because we also could use some space for workshops for example, psychite brewing in there. So maybe we bring back the fridge here. That way, see how we have the fridge expands all the way along back here and under the mountain just a little bit, which is fine because it's going to be frozen in there. And then we have an entry into the butchering zone. That way they don't have to walk from the butchering zone to the kitchen, which just makes it really dirty. So we bring this back here and then down here. And we remove that plant. So that's a nice size for a kitchen. And, all right, I think we actually have our entire food production line down now, which, of course, leads to many other things. Let's get that barracks, and then we'll get the rec room going. Okay, the next item is perhaps more important than anything. We need to make sure that we're eating with tables, so we're going to get that started in what will become the rec room. Huge, huge task. The table is complete. Now we can move on with our security once again in place. We will go to take everything out of our bedroom. This is not too much fun right here. I don't like this. I would much prefer that this be somewhere else. So let's go ahead and move all of our crap over to our future stockpile zone. Yay, future stockpile zone. Let's put... everything can go there with a preferred priority. Let's just say preferred for now. Except for foods, of course. No foods allowed in there. And maybe we will not allow plant matter. Plant matter. I also don't really want that. I also don't really want herbal medicine because it tends to spoil. So we will do that. And cool, our stockpile zone is happening. I like to make this a large square just because eventually we'll put a trade beacon in there, which is kind of the right shape for that. Otherwise, though, getting our bedroom cleared out, let's delete that. At least it's roomy in there. Ooh, yeah, we are starting to lose tortoise. Oh no, not the tortoise meat. Let's bring down the temperature in here as well. I'm just removing the last of the plans here because I think I have a generalized layout of what is what now. I've got an idea of what is going to be the butchering area, the kitchen. Oh, let me just move this. I want to move this wall slightly more this way because I don't want them to go crazy in the butcher room. That is pretty good. Now we have a little bit of room for a prison. Not a huge prison, but a prison nonetheless. We have our paths going up. We have our rec room. The fridge expansion, the kitchen, the butchering area. This is not that bad. This is a plan, nonetheless. So along with that, but let's just build our workshops and our stockpile first, because those are going to do more for us. But yeah, we're pretty much all laying out here and ready to go. Okay, we are seeing a heat wave now. It's time for passive coolers, just at least in the bedroom. Temporary solution, but I'm liking this 500% difficulty, man. I mean, the raids are tough. Oh god. Oh, it's fine. We gotta just, those pigs, we were just gonna release them anyway. Ignore that. We can put a passive cooler in here. Let's get our temperature overlay up. We could always just sit in the fridge if we're unhappy. The fridge isn't really that cool, but whatever. Other than that, this actually seems to be coming along okay, but it's always during these times I will get triple rated. And that's not too much fun. But it feels a little bit like some of the randiness with the Cassandra kind of just normalness. I do like Cassandra because Cassandra just sends... It's not like everybody gets a disease and then animals and then no raids and you all just sort of perish of exhaustion. But this is interesting. It is interesting nonetheless. Alright, Tony went crazy and blew up the fire foam shells, so now our bedroom is full of extinguishment, but okay, the heat wave is over. Never mind. That was a very goofy heat wave. Heat waves can be extremely deadly, though. They can also kill, so not a laughing matter at all. All right, we've now got the stockpile zone roofed. We've got the fridge roofed. We've got everything else done over there. The only thing that we're missing is sandstone block. Oh, no, what do you know? We do have sandstone blocks once again, after all. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on the rec room, just because that's something that's going to cause them to be in a much better mood, much more stable, and much happier overall. Can you clean that? Bruh. Yeah, maybe just clean the barracks. There we go. All right, that's going to make them a little bit happier eventually. Otherwise, everything is finally sort of done. There's a couple missing pieces left to handle, but I'm sure we'll get to that in no time. We can handle that as well and that, and let's make sure that these two rooms are separated. But we're not really going to be cooking for a long time, so let's not think about that. The main entrance is safe. I feel, well, safe from any attack that comes. Whoops, I meant to hit the other thing. Okay, it might be worth considering that our wealth has risen to about double what it was when we first began, so that is scary. Wealth can get quite high in Rimworld, but you want to manage it, so don't, you know, just import tons of stuff that's useless. Make sure that the wealth that you do keep is useful for fending off raiders, because that's what it's going to be based on. Okay, do that. Get this barracks up and running. I feel safe. I've got everything else going. Now we can start to move toward long-term needs. So maybe we'll get that lab going, but let's just get the last of these items kind of squared away right here. As well as maybe a battery. Yeah, do that. Okay, a manhunter pack of manhunting hares. Should have known it all along. Now, they are fast, so I think I'm actually just going to let them go through our defenses. I will bring our people back to the safety of the main base. See, this is a very kind of randy sort of event. I could go back into the jumpstart base. You know, actually, I very well may do that, just because there are many hares, and they will overtake us by the sheer number of traps that they destroy. Look, this would be a great way to preempt an attack for something else. See, it's like, that looks like such an excessive defense, and yet the hares just got straight through it. What is this? Now we're totally vulnerable to anything else. Oh, that feels so bad, but, I mean, it is fair. It is fair, you gotta say. This is why I build so many spike trap defenses. Colonist needs rescue. Daisuke, wait, what happened to you? Oh, the malnourishment. Why are you malnourished? Probably because you were standing inside for 15 minutes. Alright, whatever, feed him. Alright, everything was totally fine until Daisuke just decided to go on a catatonic breakdown. Like, he's freaking out because he's a wimp. Really? Like, no quality here that would have tipped me off to that, but because of... He was stuck inside the room for 3 seconds. Whatever. I guess this is just more of 500% difficulty craziness. I will allow it for now, but I won't be happy about it. We're probably just going to get rid of this ambrosia, honestly, because it's getting in the way of my base, so I'll take that out. Let's just cut it. Or we can harvest. Yeah, fine, harvest. And then cut the rest of this. But, yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh well, everything else will be fine. I mean, as long as our constructor is still standing, we are defended, essentially. Okay, Daisuke has woken up from his crazy streak, which is great, because I wasn't too happy with him before. He's now on a catharsis. We've got a low psychic drone now on... Just everything goes wrong in this 500% difficulty, man, but I'm loving it. It's a challenge. It's unique. It's always interesting. Keeps you on your toes, but it goes from totally fine to horrible in like 3 seconds. So now we've pretty much got all of our construction done. I want to take a moment to just double up on security, because at this moment I would normally do something else, but I would focus on quality of life, for example. But it's not going down that way, man. You know, people be getting kidnapped by pigmen and stuff like that. So it's time to Double check our defenses and just make sure there's nothing more we can do, because when the pigmen come, they're here to stay. So, yes, we have our fallback area, but the main one we really don't want to mess up is our main wall, of course. So let's go ahead and just maybe make some changes. Sniff this out to see how we could do a better job with it. Okay, I've taken a look around, and other than just building more spike traps, I don't really see much of a way to improve this yet. We simply don't have the technology. The next real point of improvement would be to actually armor up our colonists and give them better weapons. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do next, just grab this bolt-action rifle again, please, is let's just get researching on the battery ASAP. We want to open up way for that, because then we can get smithing and helmets and armor before too long, just because our colonists are still very, very squishy right now. And armor actually does something. I know it's more or less a die roll in combat, but I think more than, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe like 10 spike traps max. Maybe I'll do one more. But beyond that, I think it's just going to be too much volume. Let's also not make this outer lying one of wood. Let's use, what do we have a lot of? Actually, we're starting to get a lot of marble now. We could start to construct something really nice with that. We'll do a granite one. It's a little bit overkill for maybe the first one, but it is what it is. I'm enjoying the varying of the materials. I think that will come in handy. Let's do that, though. Otherwise, though, yeah, just better armor, man. Just better armor. One more thing, I'm now going to change all of the plants to, let's make it corn, just because corn is less labor intensive for the food. We now have a lot of rice. We don't want our rice wealth to get too high. We're already at 1960 rice, which is plenty. And in fact, more of this we could just make into, let's have that area be corn, and then we'll start to vary up our crop. Maybe a little bit more corn than that. We'll go up to like there. That'll be corn. And then we'll see how we fare with that. But then otherwise, methinks maybe we do a zone of cotton. Like we do one line of cotton here. Where is it? Cotton, 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 cotton. There we go. Cotton. Okay. And then we start to plant a couple of other crops as well. We'll do a small line of... We'll probably need more cotton than that, but... Okay, we'll do a little bit of psychoid, a little bit of smoke leaf. I just like having a smattering of everything else. What is this? Psychoid. So we have now smoke leaf. Might not even need quite that much smoke leaf. Probably more psychoid, honestly. It's okay. We'll get through it together. Heel root also is necessary. And is there anything I missed? Those are the main crops that I like to grow. Just plenty of food. Whoops. Don't really need strawberries. I've never really planted strawberries. What are they good for again? I think it's just diet variety. Potatoes better in non-fertile soil. You could do hay. Cotton. Just do more cotton, honestly. Or tinctoria for, I think, dye. Oh, yeah, I guess we could do hops. That's true for eventually. Yeah, we'll do that. That way we just have a nice... smorgasbord of how many zones is that? So 1 for food, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So really 6 planting zones. Quite a lot more than I expected, honestly. I never really realized that I grew quite that many crops, but a good start, a good start. Okay, we got an exotic goods trader. I'm just trading for some gold. Gold can be tricky to come by on some of these maps. Occasionally you find it, but usually you don't, so it's a nice thing to get right now. We don't really have much else worth trading, but hey, it's better than nothing. Okay, and we've had a boom rat jump into our traps. This is another reason why I'm trying to vary from wood more, is just because stuff happens, man. They get lost in it, and it's annoying. It is. What was that? That was a... Okay, it was a wooden spike trap. This is why I shouldn't be alternating like this, that we need more space between the wood. Okay, a feral child has wandered in. Does he have demon horns? No! This is clearly the beginning of a horror movie. No! Absolutely not. Okay, we're starting to clean up our barracks and the rec room here. This should keep our colonists very stable. We have a manhunter pack of... Oh god, no, not rats! How many? how many rats there are here. Savages, too. See, this every time it sends me. This is getting to be more and more Randy-like. I didn't sign up for this. Okay. I guess we're living in our base now. What can one do when one is attacked by 15 man-hunting rats? Is this seriously going to kill me? It could. It could. Okay, everyone get back into the inner sanctum. I have no choice. I have no choice. And a mad alpaca. A local alpaca has gone mad. Very well. Get back into the jumpstart base. Just hang out in there. Watch as they scream. Destroying all 10 of my traps. This is the reason I need to build so many traps. They will destroy Daisuke if he doesn't go and get a meal right now. He's in a daze. Okay, you two at arms. There is little else that I can do against the menace of the rat overlords. Skaven attack, man. Okay, look, they are in our base, but now they're just, it's like a hostile takeover. Will they even come to, they won't even take us. Daisuke, just stay right inside there. Await the coming of our rat conquerors. All right, maybe if we just lived like normal people in here. Hang on a second. You stand there. We need to lure them in. Maybe we could shoot one of them in the stupid face. There's still like 8 rats left, even after they've destroyed literally all of my traps. This is why it's helpful to have a combination of low power traps and high power traps, in my opinion. Look, there are 3 of them still remaining, trying to take me. Shoot him. He is evil. Even with all those traps, man. See, I told you I needed this. This is craziness. Blasphemy. For God's sake. And Tony was our constructor. See, now that I am in danger, they will attack with a real raid. That's all of my traps. That was entirely rat. Fortunately, Daisuke is okay. But Tony, not Tony, no. Oh, God, I hate this so much. You know, get out of bed and just work on the traps, for God's sake. I hate them. Okay, yeah, get out of the jumpstart base. Very well. Back to work. Chop, chop. Come on, people. Yeah, get to work. Get to work. Go eat something and then get constructing again. Due to the mortal transgressions of violence from the Lord of the Rats, I have decided to just take all of that excess wood we have now and channel it all into a massive array of spike traps. See, you need a combination of low-stakes traps as well as high-stakes traps. I'm talking granite traps, wood traps, you name it, just because stuff like that gets sent to me. You know, my wealth has slightly increased. And then the storyteller goes, oh, I need to send him like $50 worth of rats, which happens to be 80 of them. So anything we have to be ready for. Oh, look, we got a synthread sash. Look at me go. And a cloth veil. But this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Silliness, honestly. All right, get that crap off the floor. The barracks is now dull. The situation is slightly starting to improve, actually. Only because I was so right at the beginning to take that one passion in construction. We're already at level 15 in construction. It's just such an easily ground skill, you know? You can just get it. It's there for the having of, the taking. One more thing. I'm actually going to pave this with tile here, only due to the plant fire spread, which is a danger, of course. It should not be allowed that plants can go on fire herein. That would be a mistake, because then fire spreads all throughout your trap hallway. Just, it's problematic in so many regards. So many of them. We can't have it. We can't allow this. Okay, we're being raided by Jez Oz. Now, all those traps get put to use. Let's bring everybody back into the base. I'm not taking my chances. I'm just gonna go with it, and I forgot to make that wall. That feels bad, but whatever. We're gonna wait at the end of the hall. And hopefully kick some butt. Where is your revolver? Grab your revolver. Okay. I will just stand here. Maybe we can prevent you from taking out some more of the spike traps, but honestly, with the lack of armor, just come through. Just come through. I'll take your recurve bows. Look, this one has nimble, though. Yeah, some of them are fearless. That's bad. Okay. All right. Not too bad. Maybe we can take you. I will attempt to do so. So what are you? You are annoying voice, and nimble is pretty good, though. This is not that bad. You aren't totally against us, either. I don't really like you. You're also somewhat problematic. The double crafting could be good, and jogger is not that bad, either. This guy could actually be... You know what? Actually, you could be a hauler. I take it back. But I do need a prison before I do that. And I actually don't have mine set up. So I'm willing to just put this over here for a minute. I think we could use these people. We could. It's possible. Potentially. Let's go ahead and make this for prisoners. We'll reinstall this over there. I know this is supposed to be the kitchen, but just ignore that and move on. Let's capture... Whoops. No, not that. Capture. And also... I don't think we have a bed for you. No, not you. You. I will capture. All right, let's see if we can save this one. The wounds are not so bad. If we can get another bed up there in a second. We got about 2 hours here. Let's go ahead and capture. Because the more the merrier here. I mean, we're not really getting very good sources of colonists. Okay, you will indeed survive. You're going to be sharing the world's worst jail cell, but... it's better than nothing, I suppose. Yeah, tend immediately. You may actually perish, and... Okay, we lost one. Whatever. This one was slightly more useful anyway. Yeah, that nimble could be good. Okay, we finally got up the last of the infirmary area. I just want to get out this last sketched area. Now I'm feeling relatively defended and fine. The next thing to prepare for, though, is drop pods. It's gonna come at some point, so we should start getting ready now, because the more unexpected the thing, generally the more terrifying and catastrophic it could be. So let's go ahead and start to think about that. I've got pretty much all the barracks ready for their rooms. Feeling good about that. Start to get a little bit more research. I just figured we'd work with our strengths before we started moving on anything else, so I wanted to get my whole base more or less planned and done, which I would say it is now. It is. We don't have to keep going out for sandstone as much, which sandstone is this annoying material to go get. We've just almost run out of sandstone here nearby our base, so we're having to go on further and further trips to get sandstone back to our base. Okay, we are being raided by a mech hive now, from multiple directions. I'm pretty sure we're fine. We can just stay at home. Yeah, for this one, we're relatively prepared, actually. As long as we don't get drop-potted on, which is why I'm rushing research now. We're spending so much time at home. But yeah, robots, especially angry, violent robots, are no joke. No joke, are they? Yeah, just rushing research. Finally, we're on to some research now. Doing it. Batteries. Weapons. Here we come. We have our economy. We have our basic defenses. We just need to defend ourselves from within. The robots are no match for our spiked... Well, maybe for these ones, but... Okay, only 3. Quite honestly, the rat raid was... perhaps worse. Yeah, these are just basic militors. There's no problem here, no problem. Pikemen also should be fine, maybe 3 or 4 max. This is why I'm alternating stone, because stone are just better for that. Okay, the day is won. Okay, we're just bringing down Hacknaz's resistance to 0 here, and we're getting ready to do a big recruitment. This is huge. It's so tricky to get another colonist to join you. Everything is trying to kill you in this mode. So it's nice that we might get someone who actually likes us and doesn't just want to stab us at last. A friend. I can't believe it. Hoobie Blue, I shout in excitement. We have recruited Hacknaz. Can you say Hacknaz? I certainly can't. It is a great struggle to say it. And we have a party by Daisuke in the room, which is honestly looks like something out of an avant-garde torture chamber. We need to work on that, but at the same time, you know, there's more important things, and I recognize that. We do have a little bit of carpeting now. I do think that we need some more cotton. Cotton isn't so hard to grow. We can just expandaroo this over here. Expandaroo. There it goes. Now, we could have marble over there. However, marble will be useful for more walls. So I'm thinking perhaps it behooves us thus, right now, to get started with... Let's get some... Oh, we can't have carpeting. I forgot. How unfortunate. Hacknaz, you deserve a bed, sort of. I mean, you did try to kill us all, but you still deserve a bed, I suppose. We'll put it somewhere over there. That would be nice for you, I suppose. Let's... Oh, great solar flare. Isn't that awesome? Now we can't get food after the terrible party from hell. So let's go ahead and... Oh, yeah, I've also got this lab up and running now. I've decided I'm going to have a lab. Rice is rotted away. We can just safely ignore that. Okay, so let's look at Hacknaz's work. Sakura, I'm going to have continue doing some sort of task, but no one is good at research here. This is unfortunate. You know, Hacknaz, what you can do will be this. You will be our... you'll just repeat other jobs that other people are already doing, but they are necessary tasks to get done with faster, so why not? I'll allow it. You are genetically predisposed to being unhappy, which is unfortunate, but really maybe harder even for you than it is for me. This building the marble tiles, good. Now our barracks is slightly impressive of all things that it could be. What did we get here? Excellent quality on the bed. That's what I like to hear. Let's reinstall this over here. We're going to start to get some prisoners' quarters going now. We've got a cargo pods of muffalo wool face masks. I guess we got like sort of a pandemic hyperweave face mask. What is a face mask good for? Remarkably effective in reducing the effects of environmental toxins. You know, maybe I underestimated its power. It also gives us about 1 degree, or just under a degree, of insulation. Amazing. Maybe not really that amazing, but hey, it's something, and that's better than nothing. Alright, so we've got our lab. Let's eliminate the L. Now that plan has been completed. What next, my friends? So, minor break risk, hunter lacks suitable weapon. Well, why don't you go on out there and get yourself a recurve bow? How about one of the ones that you tried to kill us with a few hours ago? That would be really festive, I think. Let's get this done with, and then afterwards, have you taken the excellent bed? No one has taken the excellent... Dingbat, you didn't take the excellent bed. All right, we will reinstall these in the prisoners' quarters. Then, I suppose, why don't you get out there and be somebody? There we go. We will change this bed. The bed will change. Here we go. This is now a prisoner's bed. Get out of that bed, idiot. I should probably be nicer to people. I could do better. All right, bedrooms over there, lab. I guess the only other thing is get our kitchen up and running. We could do that. But, you know, before that, let's get some research going, shall we? Okay, I'm almost ready for something to happen in my life. Research is about to commence, you can tell, because they're cleaning off the floors. They're getting very high maintenance. which usually occurs right before we sit down to do some good research on the old table. But I think that's going to take one more day, and then we start to meet our long-term needs. There's really no blueprints left to meet, just bedrooms, but don't worry about that right now. That's a further off consideration. What are you doing over there? Okay, the time has arrived for research. We're going to build a second research table now because when it rains, it pours, and when it pours, it's wet. And I think that's just fine. So let's go ahead now and maybe start to get... We could even cleanify this room a bit because the research will occur, but at only 70%. See if we make this just a little bit better, then maybe everyone will be happy for just a few minutes. So let's go ahead and confloor this. And we will maybe put in a little bit more concrete here. Some of these natural paths have just arisen. And I know that this isn't steel tile, but if we just get it... If we make it stop being dirt... Okay, we did get another 5% on our research speed. Lucky me. Look how great it is to be in the lab. It's just a blank room with nothing and you stare at a wall. But it's better than something worse, of course. Let's go ahead now and maybe start to consider improving... Well, everyone's mood is fine. I mean, I could go in with marble tile, but why waste the stone? We are starting to grind this out. So who is any good at research? Absolutely no one. Everyone is as dumb as a box of rocks. Is Sakura any good at... Nope, she's not good at anything. Okay, the alpaca have gone mad. It's time to return inside again to the main base. It's fine, just ignore it. It is a beast, and it deserved to die anyway. A mindless, soulless mammal. I think we might want to... Actually, you know what? There's nothing to do. We just wait around now. Maybe I'll build a third one of these, though, because 3 is more than 2. Okay, yes, 3 times the research. We put our 3 stupid heads together, and we're just getting slightly better at maybe something. Let's make them some chairs as well. Don't you think they deserve some chairs? We don't have to do all this research for chairs. Let's get them in some sort of beanbag chair to just maybe enjoy yourselves for 2 or 3 minutes. And look at that. It's so cool. It's like the comfortable way of studying science. Okay, the raccoons have gone mad. We knew this was going to happen eventually, that they were just secretly aliens. Sly Cooper and his kin. Let's stand at the gate as we await their wrath, but other than that, I don't think there's much else we can do. Actually, I don't really want to risk sending you through all those spike traps. We'll just let them hurt themselves. Just stand there and... You deserve this. You are mad animals. The raccoons are no more. They're not a threat. We can go back to living our peaceful, happy lives as Americans. Okay, at last, I've waited so long, we now have batteries, so we are ready for power storage. This is amazing. But for that, we may need some power. But before that, I would kind of like to give people armor, just because, again, defenses have kind of been on the back burner in the last couple of playthroughs. Quality of life is great, but quality of death, if you cannot live, is not as great. So let's go ahead and maybe make some kind of battery room. There's all kinds of miscellany we needed to account for here, so... You know, maybe back in the depths of our cave, this would be an acceptable place to have this. So let's put in, let's add in like a battery room for, batteries. So we'll put this back here, maybe against this back wall area. And I think if we want to keep these batteries separated so that they don't blow up, and kill everyone. So I think I'm going to, now that we have all of this battery space, the general idea is this. We do marble walls. Yeah, we have about the right amount of marble. And maybe we do something like that so that if the battery should blow up, not everyone dies. Or perhaps more importantly, it doesn't blow up the other batteries which is a little bit more. I guess I'll just give them time to build that over there. But yeah, here's the general idea that we have, you know, like a little bit of a gap around the battery, and then we could put in more batteries across from that. Something like maybe we just make a little bit of space in case if they blow up. You always got to be ready for the batteries to blow up. You know what I'm saying? Do we have mountain overhead over here? No, this is fine. Okay, so then we will mine out that. I'll be back in a second with my battery room formation. Okay, this is a good number of batteries. So we'll have room for more batteries over here. We'll just build some copies of them, but then we'll forbid them. But this is the general gist of what we're doing in this room area. The roomette. We are going to maybe put in an entrance over here. We don't need to allow so much foot traffic. And I know I could probably fit in more batteries, but man cannot live on batteries alone. That is to say, we'll put in a door right there, and everyone is super happy about this. Amazing. So now we connect it with a wire, and then we are able to store amazing amounts of electricity. Who be blue? One might shout in celebration. But here we go. Battery time, yeah. Look at this. We're mining out whole cliffs now. This is so fast and incredible. Amazing. Okay, and at last, long have we awaited it, but we are finally now storing power in our grid. Amazing. So now we can save stuff up. Took me long enough, really, but I wanted to focus more on the defenses themselves. So now we are safe-ish from everything pretty much except for drop pods. So now it's more just a matter of researching. It's a lot of intellectual work that takes place now. So yet even more waiting and then more... Hang on a second. Handle this, people. All right. Lots of waiting ahead. Okay, our fridge just hasn't really been that efficient, so I'm going to go ahead and build a chimney room above this, just so that we can kind of keep this area slightly less insulated. I'm trying to think if this is actually going to make a difference. Might not. I have to go back over this in my head. It made sense when I thought of it, but now it doesn't. Yeah. All right, well, the temperature does appear to be dropping. Oh, you know what I can do is this. Let's keep this door open, and then we will actually build a roof over here. I'm not sure if this would actually change the insulation, but at least it would change the point of contact. You know, I know 2 wide is just about the best you can do with insulation without going to extreme lengths for this. We're not in any crazy climate, but I'm still not getting full freezing on my temperature, so what needs to be done must be done. Okay, yeah, that didn't really help at all, because now we've created just an insane amount of heat getting released into this room, which is only insulated by the coolers. The tricky part is insulating with the coolers themselves, so I felt as though I had a better way of doing this before, but I guess I just don't. Let's keep it at the same as the outdoors. So this really doesn't make any difference, but yeah, something's going on here. Whatever, it's cooler for now. We might just need more. Alright, that's good enough. You know, 2 coolers it's a pretty big room. That gives us 25 Fahrenheit, so that is getting down even below freezing, and just what I wanted. So we'll expand this area up over to here, and that gives us room for the dropping off of animal corpses and stuff like that over here now. So now we can bring in animal corpses, butcher them, put them into the freezer really quickly, and then, you know, do any kind of cooking we need to over here. All within good levels of insulation, of course. Also, just upgrading our dining room. If there's 2 things that we can upgrade, it's our barracks and our dining room. So now that this is slightly impressive, our pawns should be very happy to live in here now, because I do still get some... It should only be really when somebody gets rebuffed a lot or something weird happens in one of our pawns' lives that they get upset. Ratty apparel is kind of minor, but... Alright, we've had a psychic ship land nearby us. It ain't no joke. This is going to be tricky because we have to go to them. So I think we're just going to be forced to go crazy for a while until we solve this problem, because we are still just too weak. We're spending all of our time researching, but hey, that's better than nothing. I guess that's kind of been my mantra for this playthrough, is it's better than nothing. Is it really? Nonetheless, we will let them sleep there whilst we prepare. We need more armor, we need better weapons. We're simply not ready right now. Okay, we've finished smithing research. This unlocks a whole lot of crap. We're going to need all of this kind of combat research if we wish to fight evil robots, which is, there's going to be quite a lot of that. I think I'm going to go for the short-term win right here with some plate armor. Just because maybe like wooden plate armor or something would be at least a place to start. You know what I'm saying? We still don't really have too much. Maybe a smithy? A smithy could work. Yeah, literally using a smithy. Alright, we are now able to create helmets of a simple nature for ourselves. We will do until we have, let's say, maybe one left over, or one or two left over, just, you know, a few extra. Of decent quality and, you know, good enough hit points. We'll also start to get some clothing policies here. Okay, the psychic ship is starting to drive nearby wild animals mad, so now we have a mega sloth to handle. Not very cash money. We're going to have to stay at home now. So begins the time of staying at home, which is most of the playthrough, to be totally honest with you, but there goes a mega sloth. It is ours for the having of, though. Okay, that pretty much covers the food requirement for, well, a while. Okay, I've just gone ahead and I've assigned everyone a new clothing policy, so nothing tainted, and let's make sure everything is 51 to 100 hit points, and let's try to get it at least normal quality, all the stuff that we're using. In the midst of it all, toxic fallout, just another event every 3 seconds, man. Maybe one of these wandering groups of, people will do something. We should just not do any planting for a while, I think. No sowing. Yeah, no sowing in here, please. This is no good. Alright, toxic fallout is an interesting event type. Not only is it toxic fallout, which is somewhat interesting, really, but also it allows us to kind of cut off our base from the outside world. This is an important thing to be able to do, mainly for temperature in Rimworld, but as it happens right here, toxic fallout. So just kind of clearing off all the footpaths so that they don't spend too much time getting toxic buildup. They can get a little bit, but too much starts to cause problems, so everyone probably has a little bit right now. No, you don't, but yeah, as long as their footpaths don't really converge with that too much, we should be fine. Okay, we're starting to get some interesting lineup between events here. The psychic ship is driving the animals nearby mad. And the mad animals are fighting the traders. This is really Rimworld at its absolute best. When you have just tucked yourself into your base and everything seems to be going crazy around you, so it's a good time. Free stuff. Woo. Okay, the drone is intensifying, but it's driving only Daisuke crazy because he's the only male, and, well, I would rather live in a constant state of perpetual torment rather than confront my fears. So I think that this is a coping mechanism, but it works for the indefinite future, so we'll just stick with it and not question it, as we allow the robots to continue sleeping whilst we research more technology to fight them. Okay, we're being raided by Jezaz. Oh god! How many are there? They're a bunch of, like, devil people. If any of them get through, amazing. Now is the time where I'm just, like I've been talking about, like, we gotta arm up, man. I think that this fallback base is getting to be somewhat useless. We will just leave that. I'm not going to go ahead and try to rebuild my defenses when the raid is out there anymore. This just happened to be too much. So this time, how many is it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 raiders. For how many traps? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Mainly it's just that they do not quit, these raiders, on this difficulty level. So we're better off right here. Let's get up to plate armor and cut our losses and see what we can get from there. Yeah, that's about all we can do. Let's just go straight into weapons. We won't even do psychoid. Yeah, we got to get machining going. I need some turrets to back us up, and we will go from there. Okay, we don't have many options here. Plate armor. Plate armor. Okay, there you go. I mean, we could do it with, well, wood. Do until you have, I guess 2 extra. You know, honestly, wood might not be a bad option. We could be more flammable on the one hand, but on the other hand, it's, you know, it's tough. It's very tough. We'll give it a shot. Okay, the people of Jezaz are beginning their assault. That's 2 for 1, 2 for... Okay, this is essentially just tribals, so this is better than nothing. 2 per each. 1, 2... This is going to be a big one right here. Okay, that was enough to take them out, so I stand corrected. Just simple tribals. Tribals are fine. So this will be fine against, but... Is anyone still out there? The drone is intensifying yet once more. Oh, amazing. Well, we have pretty much an all-female colony here, which means that this drone isn't so bad. Aside from that one, you are mostly useless to me. Do better. Okay, the extreme male psychic drone is not doing us too many favors, but we're just going to overcompensate by manufacturing a lot of psychoid and smoke leaf. Always overcompensate, never actually address this root problem as much as you can in all things, not just in this game, in real life too. Okay, we're finally starting to get wooden plate armor. I know it looks crazy, but hey, it's better than nothing, and it'll keep us alive, and we can still wear our clothes underneath it. The more armor actually is quite helpful in Rimworld. It can mean the difference between death and life, or like losing a limb and not. It's a real gamble to throw your colonists out there without anything. Okay, we have completed most of the plate armor. This gives us at least some defense from something as we are finishing off more research. We're on our way to a better military. Alright, I've just sort of resigned myself to a life of living with an extreme psychic drone on males, just because I don't really want to fight 2 scythers, 2 pikemen, and a lancer here. That doesn't look too much fun. We're not ready at all, so I'm content to just stay in my base and continue researching. This is totally fine. It's not an infestation. It's not growing. It would be funny if it was, but it's not. It's not. We're just getting raided by a bunch of crazy people as time goes on. That's fine. This is totally fine. In the meantime, I feel better. I mean, we're starting to kind of power up a bit. I don't want to get arrogant with it, but at the same time, you know, like, we surviving. How about that raid right there? Let's get maybe ready for something, because it's possible that some of these people will get through. They're very strong people. Big, strong guys. See, look at that. Isn't that crazy? I mean, we could... you know what? I don't want to stand there. We're just going to cause more problems. But are you worth saving, though? Who are you? You're delicate. Of course you are. You also don't really have too many redeeming traits, so there's not really too much advantage in saving you. Oh, hang on a second. Get out of there. Get out of there. Just stand right there so that they path properly. Be a shame if this were to go down some other way. In fact, we'll wait and we'll watch and we'll pray. And then we'll wait some more. Bolt action. Okay, yeah, get out there. Tony, move back. Everyone else, get into position. Okay, we have a firefight on our hands. Oh no, they're fleeing. Never mind. They were too afraid. Too afraid were they. Huh. Some of them. Not all of them, apparently. Whoa, jeez. How come you two didn't... I don't like this. Alright, at least we get to test out the plate armor now, though. Right, how is Tony doing? Tony didn't even get hurt at all. You got stabbed from the spear point, but... Yikes. Alright, we might actually need somebody on melee. Maybe one. But the plate armor kind of coming in clutch right here. One stab, not too bad. I mean, they are leaving us all these free steel spears, so maybe do something with that. What have you got? All these hyperweave veils. Okay, I'll take it. Ooh, this is not great. Tony actually got stabbed in the jaw, and now the jaw has been shattered, rendering eating and talking very, very difficult. So eventually we will probably use like robotics, but yeah, this is the beginning of the robotification. We will just install a denture here. I would be pissed too. I agree. Oh no, you don't need to go insulting him. I mean her. I forget everybody's gender in this colony. They are who they are. Okay, the time has come to give Tony a new jaw. And we failed. Oh well. We'll try again later. Okay, and we failed surgery again. Just give it another try. It's bad if we can't do this one. Come on, keep trying, Daisuke, and it worked. It worked at last. Okay, part efficiency 80%. At least you can go back to talking and eating. And soon you can get a cool bionic jaw. Okay, we have just finished research on machining. Now it's on to gunsmithing and ideally getting our own turrets, because I would still like those on the edges of our planting area, just for some sort of internal security measures. In the meantime, what this will allow us to do is build a machining table, so now we can start to dismantle these mechanoid corpses and make them into more useful materials, i.e. steel. Here we go. So now we're taking these mechanoids and we're just forming them into a little bit of steel. So nothing crazy, but just a little bit. What is that? 9 steel each. Okay, so along with all that, now with 3 researchers, we're going way faster. We can still up this speed even more when we start to get microelectronics and multi-analyzer technology. But I think that these technologies are just maybe a little bit more urgent for us. And we have gunsmithing. Now it's on to blowback operation, and from there, beyond. Alright, I forgot to hit record, but we've had an infestation on the southern flank, and it's been nice knowing you. I am sad. I can't deal with 5 mega spiders. I don't even have 5 colonists, along with everything else. You know, I actually think this might be a tactical advantage if they don't destroy our wall, just because this kind of defends our southern flank. They can be used very well, and as long as you don't provoke them, they're sort of like a neutral party on the map, although they will expand. Maybe they'll even fight it out with the mechs over there. This is reminding me of my early Rimworld colonies. A good time was had by all. Alright, we're being raided by Jezaz. This should be very interesting because we are surrounded by spiders and robots. There's very little for us to even do. I think that the spiders and robots will probably deal with almost everyone. There they go, finally, fighting the robots. I've been waiting for this for so many months. They might not actually do that bad, except that they're using mostly just fire. Over there, those guys are... Well, they may encounter the spiders. You'll just die to the traps. I don't really think of this like playing the game as watching a TV show at this point in time. Can we somehow have you anger the spiders? No, that is unfortunate. Maybe you will upset them for some reason? Yep, okay, well there you go. There you have it. Nice knowing you. Hey, look, they at least used their fire to burn them. Maybe the raiders will actually get through. It looks like the mega spiders might even be going for the robots now for some reason. Oh no, they're definitely not going for the robots anymore. Man, this is such a good time. Look, they've burned down their nests. I'm actually a little bit sad. They were such a neutral familiar. That was fantastic. Oh look, they've taken out the robots as well. The imps are fleeing, which is honestly a shame, because they've taken out all of the threats for us. This is a great time, man. Okay, you know what? Be that way. Go to the trap hallway. Live your stupid life. All right, it's time to go back out and liberate ourselves from the many months-long psychic drone we've been just waiting for. I knew that all of the bad events would somehow compound into this. Oh, what have you done? There's just a bunch of random mega spiders living here. And you know what? We got a double wall out of it. Alright, it seems as though the spiders, in their rampant madness, don't even know who to attack anymore, so they've come directly for our base along with the remaining spiders. We're going... Everyone go back into the jumpstart base area. I don't wish to know them. Although they will come for us. They might destroy some of our technology. They are Luddites, after all. They hate and fear technology. Let them come, I say. Okay, just live out there, your stupid life. After the passing of many moons, I can finally take out the psychic droner that was driving all of the men in our colony crazy. Which by that I mean all 2 of them, but hey, it's better than nothing. And done. We've procrastinated our way into victory. Huzzah. Okay, Jerath has joined us. We have our 5th colonist. Not that he's very useful, but better than nothing. Better than nothing. Okay, the raids just keep coming. This is an entire army of people now. How many is that? That's gotta be 15. Maybe 20. 15 or 20. And pigmen, too. Somehow I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to withstand just the constant, like, barrage of these attacks. Either that or I'm going to create something ridiculously spammy. Because we still just haven't had every time that we recover from one raid. We just can't even get ready for the next one in time, it feels like. I will keep everyone in the base. We were just about... It always happens that we were just about to get to research, though. And then another one comes. And then I spend the entire time mopping up from that raid, everyone kind of, like, sitting inside. I mean, I could create fallback points, but more than... How many is that? Like, 25 spike traps? Seems like overkill. Like, I can get behind a certain number of them, don't get it twisted, but... After that, we just haven't had time to develop any firearms. I mean, we will go, but they will probably destroy our base. Okay, everyone, you know what, just... Get inside of the jumpstart base area and see what they lose to attrition. See, that's like 5, 6, then they slow down so they don't actually lose a single person. Although all those people now sitting there bleeding horribly may cause some change to their plans. Maybe I will just go through with even more of these things in the future, man. Are they just gonna take stuff? I mean, they could. Don't get it twisted. How many did we injure, though? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they're going to set fire to everything. I mean, we might as well just stay in the jumpstart base from here. Hang on a second, let me just hold this open. Come get us! Just take us. Take us. I mean, honestly, set fire to everything. Who cares? Just don't take our lives. My colonists are more precious than anything else. Okay, yeah, I mean, I will draft all of my people and hide at the back of the room. I'm not sure much of what else we could do, though. At least the rains are setting in. We got a man named Frog has just entered the room. Frog and Bat. Just look how tough they are. Yeah, we had one left to take down. Everyone else is just lying there. Well, we just need to take one of them as our own, man, you know? Like, get another... Okay, this guy's got bloodlust. That's pretty good. What about you? Psychically Deaf Kind. You're a crafter. I can actually capture you. Yeah, you know what? Take him. Oh, no. They've already taken our prison. Alright, so they destroyed much of the base, but, I mean, honestly, like, we can just take many of these colonists, to be fair. You just gave me 3 or 4 new colonists. This is the beauty of the tribal raids. Okay, I'll take it. It's annoying, but yeah, whatever. Okay, and we're being attacked by 20 man-hunting lynxes. I feel sad. I've tried so many things, but the storyteller keeps throwing. I just got attacked by 20 pigmen, followed by muscle parasites, followed by, right when we're about to rebuild, 20 lynxes. I hate to say it, but I feel as though almost the only answer is just more spam. Like, if the storyteller is sending me events like this, I would love to be able to put in a turret or two, you know, maybe a defensive line, but if it keeps sending me 80, then 100, then 200 lynxes, I just don't really know what to do. I might have to resort to some more, like, MLG types of strategies, just because I simply don't know what to do about this. But, like, it seems as though the storyteller will send me, as soon as everyone is out to do some chore or something. I mean, this playthrough is over. I'm not gonna lie, but the second I got sent this many animals, I just had it up to here with it. I don't know. I've learned a lot in each one of these playthroughs. The last lesson that I learned that got me through the early game this time, up to about mid-game, but we just keep kind of surviving a raid. Look at all the blood. The whole base just gets totally destroyed, and then we kind of come back. I think here's a big lesson. You need one entrance to your base. Like, there must be one entrance. And that entrance needs to be extremely spammy the way that it's laid out. Like this. Yeah, like it could be into a mountainside. I might even do just an entirely frozen undermountain base, which is surprisingly resilient to overhead attacks. So your attackers are almost always forced to come at you. But I might freeze my colony, put everyone into parkas, and then just live under a mountain the next time I do this. Play it like Dwarf Fortress. Just because it's a very unconventional strategy, but it's safe against outside raids. If I could do that combined with like 100 spike traps in the entrance, it's gonna look goofy, but I actually think that it'll work, because this base, just this one wall, got us screwed. Otherwise, it was a valiant attempt. It was fun. I enjoyed the playthrough. I've been enjoying kind of learning to, like, not mess this one up. It really feels like learning the game all over again from scratch. The one thing is just micromanaging people through the doorways and through my trap hallways. So yeah, just kind of taking away that piece of the equation altogether. Ending reliance on wood. Yeah, and I think just freezing an undermountain base. I might even live somewhere very cold for that reason for the next time. I've been living in these permanent summer colonies, and they're great, don't get it twisted. But maybe not a tundra, but something further north. Anyway, I've been kind of iterating over this because I think it's more fun to try to learn the game and fail a lot, so I've just been doing a bunch of these longer videos of, you know, just trying and failing, but I think it's a lot of fun. Anyway, if you are watching this sometime in the distant future, I've probably figured out how to do this, but Honestly, I got like a nice series of events there with the mechs, followed by just sort of tolerating the psychic drone, followed by the spiders. So that did work, but a lot of that is just kind of the luck of the draw. So stuff like this, which seems to be extremely common on 500% difficulty. Oh, here comes the man in black. Also getting slain, just mauled by lynxes. How unfortunate. But yeah, just any type of thing can kill you like that, especially the mad animal stuff, which is... It's almost like the storyteller is just trying to kill you. It almost feels like there's another player there who's just setting off events like, oh, I just destroyed all of your spike traps with 50 rabbits. Now let me send the real raid. Yeah, so I don't know what to do with that. Again, I feel like it's going to be an under-mountain base, but we'll see. I've got to reverse engineer, or I've got to re-engineer my whole strategy. Anyway, this has been beautiful. It is very classic Rimworld when you play on a higher difficulty, or it gets very goofy. Anyway, thanks for joining. Yeah, until next time.